One of the most fascinating things about playing the violin is finding meaning in music. It's bizarre to think that a certain sequence of just a couple of notes could recall words, images, and feelings. I want to look at a couple of easy riffs, some very short phrases that have very powerful connotations. For instance, we've got shave and a haircut, 2 bits. If you're wondering what 2 bits are, it's 25 cents. It's the price of a haircut. However, in other countries, this riff has come to mean some other very interesting things. Like in Italy, it means kill the fly with DDT insecticide. This riff also plays a major role in the 1988 film Roger Rabbit. And sometimes prisoners in the Vietnam War that were housed close by but couldn't see each other would tap on the wall, and if the response was 2 bits, they would know that they were on the same side, and they would start to communicate with each other in quadratic code. Apparently, there are also some very offensive meanings associated with shave and a haircut, 2 bits. So that's the stereotypical Asian riff, but it's not Asian at all. It's actually a Western invention, and it was adapted for a number of projects, including the cartoon series Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, as well as Carl Douglas's hit song Kung Fu Fighting. Thankfully, in the next couple units, we'll get a chance to play some authentic Japanese and Chinese folk music. Well, that's a clock riff. So to produce that bell-like accented sound in the clock riff, I was moving my bow a little bit faster at the beginning of each note. That bow stroke is called an accented détaché. It's a separate bow stroke that accents a little bit at the beginning of each stroke. Now, there are also some spooky or scary riffs that we could play. For instance, the Twilight Zone theme has just 4 notes that are repeated that sound kind of spooky. How about some flourishes that might have occurred in vaudeville productions? When I visited Japan this year, there were a ton of riffs everywhere, especially on trains, but even in some of the ramen shops. One of my favorites I heard on the JR rail train. That meant that the next station stop was quickly approaching.